Last editions, we talk on the geographical and political causes to migrations in the 19th century Cameroon. Today, we are going to look at the economic causes to population movement. We look at the social causes as well as the impact of population movement in the 19th century Cameroon. And then after that, we look at some questions on how you can approach them. Last time, we said migrations in Cameroon in the 19th century were caused by a series of factors. We tried to look at the political reasons which were responsible for the movement of people in the 19th century. We went ahead to look at the geographical reasons. Today, we are going to work on the economic reasons why people were migrating in the 19th century Cameroon. We want to look at the economic reasons as we have on the board. We'll be talking about the first one. We talk about the search for grazing land. In the 19th century Cameroon, the most economic activities that the people were involved in was agriculture, and which was mostly subsistence agriculture. That is that agriculture where the people work a piece of land, allow it and go to a different area for settlement so that the piece of land should regain its fertility before they come back. So this type of agriculture causes many people to migrate. Since the people again in the 19th century lacked mechanization, they only depended on nature for their lands to gain its fertility. And because of that, the people were bound to migrate from one area to another. We talk about example as last time we said under this topic we must be able to cite our examples. We talk about tribes that migrated in the 19th century Cameroon to search for grazing land. We talk about the case of the Fulanese, the Muslim Fulanese in the northern part of Cameroon who has depended solely on pasture. Pasture, we talk about the green grass for their cattle to feed on. They have to migrate from the northern part of Cameroon to the western grassland or the grass field because of the extension of the Sahara Desert in the northern Cameroon. That was a hindrance to pasture. For that reason, they needed to migrate to the grass field. That is why today you go to Norwest, you are going to see Muslims or the Fulanese in places like Campbell because they ran from the harsh climate or the extension of the Sahara Desert, which was not favorable for pasture to grow. And for that, their cattle needed pasture to feed on. Again, the second economic reason we talk about fertile soils. People again migrated in the 19th century Cameroon from one part of the country to another because they needed fertile soils where they could cultivate crops and rear animals. These fertile lands caused people to migrate, as we can look at the case of the Bamilekes who moved towards the Mbo Plains. The Bamilekes migrated towards the Mbo Plains because they needed fertile lands. Another case in point, we talk about the Barbarians who moved towards the Mount Cameroon, the slopes of Mount Cameroon, because they needed fertile soils for agricultural purpose. The third economic reasons for population movement in the 19th century Cameroon, we talk about the role of fishing and hunting. Fishing and hunting were very important economic activities to the people in Cameroon in the 19th century. The people in the 19th century Cameroon depended on fish and animals in the forest for their livelihood, and because of that, some tribes were moving along the coast of rivers to do fishing. And where they discovered that the banks of the river was favorable, they would settle beside the banks. We talk about the people of the dwellers were migrating from Piti, following the coast of River Uri for fishing purpose. And when they came and discovered that the estuary of the River Uri were good for their habitation, they have to settle in the Uri estuary. Another example, we talk about the barbarians who were also moving along the river because of fishing activities. We talk again the case of the Fang and the Betis who also settled around the river bank in the west because they needed a fishing or fishing activities along the rivers. Concerning hunting activities, we talk about the pygmies in the forest region of the southern part of Cameroon as an example of a tribe that moved into the forest because they needed to do hunting activities. They needed to hunt animals, and because of that, they moved into the forest. Again, we talk about the fourth economic reasons for population movement. The fourth economic reason, we talk about trading activities. Trade also cause people to migrate from one part of Cameroon to another, and this trade in the 19th century was slave trade and the legitimate trade. Slave trade was the buying and selling of human beings. So some tribes, we have the Ijagan and the Bayan, the Ijagan and the Bayan. They settled in the Cross River State, in the forest region of the Cross River State in Nigeria, because they wanted to act as middlemen between the suppliers of slaves and the Europeans who were based in Calabar in Nigeria, where they were supplying them with slaves. Under legitimate trade, we look at example of a tribe. We talk about, we have the Balis and the Widikum. And the Widikums who were supplying palm oil, who were supplying to palm oil to the people of the people of corn and so so to the people of and so and corn, so the people of Mpen. Then when people left the Bamenda externment and settled where they are because they wanted to act as intermediary between the Bali and which palm oil suppliers and the come and so they have to left where they have settled in the Bamenda externment to come and settle in Ukraine because of what they needed. Okay, the last economic reason, we talk about the search for jobs in the German plantations. We discovered that the Germans annexed Cameroon and opened numerous plantations in the coastal part of Cameroon. And these plantations was a pull or was an attraction to many Cameroonians who were moving towards the coastal towns because they needed jobs in this German plantation. They needed to work as laborers in these plantations. So we have glaring examples of some tribes that moved to the coastal towns of Cameroon because they needed to work in the German plantation. We have the people of Mohamo, we have the Mohamo, we have the Menomo, and the Bamilekes, which were examples of tribes that migrated. Mohamo and Menomo, they are in the grass field, and Bamileke and the western grass field. These are tribes that moved to the coastal regions of Cameroon in the 19th century because they needed to work in the German plantations. So, those are some of the economic reasons why people migrated in the 19th century Cameroon with their examples. Thank you so much, my fellow students. This is Echelon once more. I wish to see people in our next video 5, where we are going to look at the the causes of population movement as well as the positive and negative consequences or ramifications of movement, and some questions we are going to look at how students can really tackle them.